Who would have thought that one day Gohan and Bulma would be joining Goku and Vegeta in a quest to save a dying planet, and that planet isn't even in Universe 7? Well, in this original fan-made story, things have gotten pretty out of hand to say the least. Do be sure to go check out the rest of What If Vegeta Decided to Learn Ultra Instinct 2 for the full story. As Jiren jumps into an abyss and somehow finds himself in Universe 2's hell, Goku and Vegeta bring Gohan and Bulma to Top's planet in Universe 11. Things have really taken quite a few unexpected turns, especially when you consider how the promised rematch between Goku and Jiren is supposed to happen in about 5 days now. Well, in this video, let's just see how the rest of this plays out. So, what do you think? Vegeta asked Bulma. Yeah, the planet's dead, but I don't know. Something feels off. I've studied a lot of planets, but this one doesn't even feel like a planet. It feels like a corpse. And where are those mushrooms again? Bulma asks. Well, there's one in Kakarot's stomach, while the rest are obviously in Top's possession. It seems he's not on the planet right now, although I can sense a few natives living a few thousand miles away from here, Vegeta replies. For real? You should have just taken us there, Whis, Goku asks. Well, Dad, maybe it's because the natives are susceptible to diseases from the outside, or maybe they're just traumatized because of something. Is that right, Whis? Gohan asks. But Whis ignores him and just teleports back to planet Beerus. He leaves Gohan with a kind of awkward and almost ominous feeling after that. Ah, now what? Goku says. The four of them walk around, touch the land, stare at the sky, and just experience the solemn, melancholic dread of the planet that has allegedly been abandoned by the natural law of the universe itself. But was that even really the case? If the planet no longer deserves to exist, then why hasn't Belmont just done his job and destroyed it? Hey, why didn't Top just destroy it himself? I mean, isn't he kinda sort of a destroyer too? Really, it was just making less and less sense why he would go through all of this trouble to gather these rare magical mushrooms from all over the universe, just over the faint possibility that it may revive the planet. That's not really how you'd expect a future destroyer to act. Isn't it weird how even Bulma can talk and breathe just fine, even though the planet is allegedly dead? There's definitely something suspicious about this planet, Gohan states. Yeah, almost as if it's under a spell or something, Bulma replies. Well, whatever, I'm gonna go check up on those natives. Lurking around isn't really gonna lead us anywhere, Goku says, and then he takes off. Gohan was a bit concerned, but Vegeta spares no moment in following Goku after picking up Bulma, which leads Gohan into tagging along as well. Well, it's not really like Whis explicitly told them to not go and meet the natives. However, when they do get there, the gang witnesses tens of thousands of people lying on the ground both outside and inside the buildings. It was an entire civilization with really futuristic architecture and almost utopian city planning, but not even a single one of them was awake, and what's strange is that none of them seemed dead either. At least that's what it seemed like right now. Goku would land on the ground and approach one of them and gently tap him on the face. He knows the guy wasn't dead because he can sense his ki, but even after 10 consecutive slaps or something like that, he still didn't wake up. Apparently, it was the same with every single native in the region. They were all in this weird state of suspension. Even Bulma can tell that these people aren't dead, even though she can't sense their ki, but what is really going on here? After a couple of minutes of introspection, the light bulbs start going off in Gohan's head. I think I know what's going on here. There's only one way to make sense of this suspicious scenario. Guys, listen, Gohan states. He goes on to explain his theory. Somehow, in some way, the lives of the people and the life of this planet have been interchanged, an inversion almost. The people may very well be dead, but who can tell when the energy they're giving off is the planet's energy? This also explains why Top didn't destroy the planet. So it is a spell after all, Bulma remarks. Yeah, and the reason Top is gathering those magical mushrooms must be because he can't solve this with just strength, Gohan replies. Okay, I'm confused. So these people are dead, but the planet isn't, even though it appears to be the other way around or something like that, Vegeta asks. Honestly, I don't really have the best idea, Gohan replies. Meanwhile, we have Jiren. He was still in Universe 2's hell, and the last time we saw him, he was confronted by a lady named Medusa. He even mentions how it just smells like straight up trash and other things I can't really say on YouTube, but he doesn't know that he's like actually in hell right now. Medusa breaks the truth to him and leaves him stunned. Really? Jiren gasped before immediately regaining his composure. He had to kind of pause for a minute to reconsider if he had committed like any major sins recently that could have led him into ending up here. The serpent-haired lady just laughs. Relax, I can tell that you don't belong here, she says. Oh yeah? What would you know, he asks. Well, for one, you're pretty much wearing a superhero suit, she says, and then continues. Anyways, tell me something interesting and I'll tell you something interesting in return. Jiren feels like he's being toyed with by this older woman, but sure enough, he tells her about the Shadow Realm and everything that happened with Zamasu's shadow. He figured that maybe someone from a completely different universe would find this fascinating, but the serpent-haired lady just yawns. What? Jiren asks. Nothing, it's just that what you're saying is common knowledge among the residents of this realm, she replies. I don't have time for your riddles, just spit it out, Jiren asks her. Okay. Well, I advise you to listen up and listen closely. There are these entities called shadow dragons, and they are born from built-up negative energies. The source of such buildup could be anything, though. It could be those wish-granting Dragon Balls, or forbidden magical arts, or anything else that gets abused for a considerable amount of time, she declares. And? What's your point? Jiren asks. Just that the whole thing with Shadow Zamasu is only the start. I'm sure if you go around your universe closely, you'll notice unusual things going on. It's only a matter of time before something like a Shadow Hydra or a Shadow Griffin or perhaps even a Shadow Demon takes over, she declares. She grins, and this is when she would finally reveal that she's actually one of these shadow beings herself. And although Jiren was a lot more talkative than usual, he fell silent. His mind recalls the last time he met Top and everything Top told him about his planet. Jiren at that time was still preoccupied with his revenge, so he ended up not giving it too much thought. But now that the context has expanded and the worst is yet to happen, well, what now? Jiren would begin trying to find a way back to the wormhole that took him here, but ultimately he calms down. After all, he entered the abyss to reform himself, kind of. He just can't continue being the same way as he's always been. Going back to Goku and the others, Vegeta even tries using his spirit vision to somehow reverse the damage, but nothing happens. Bulma set up her lab here, but she needs to at least see the magical mushrooms to figure out a solution. But nobody knows where Top is or when he's gonna return to the planet, and there was no one who knows how to contact him either. Hey Dad, where's Piccolo? Gohan asks. Now that you mention it, I guess he's still on planet Mastoria, Goku replies, and this is when they decide to split into two teams. Bulma and Vegeta would stay behind to inspect the conditions of the planet in Bulma's remote lab, while Goku and Gohan arrive back at planet Mastoria using instant transmission. Goku introduces his son to the young Mastorian, who then takes them to the village where Piccolo has been hanging out. Looks like you're having fun, Goku says. Hey, where have you been? And what are you doing here, Gohan? I haven't had a moment to meditate since I was brought here. I'm gonna lose my sanity, Piccolo states. For some reason, the locals just really loved Piccolo. Okay, but first, tell me if it's possible to use the Dragon Balls for something in another universe, Gohan asks. That's a pretty interesting question, Piccolo says as he pauses and actually thinks about it for a few minutes. I'd say no. You'd need the Super Dragon Balls for something multiversal, Piccolo replies finally. And as this conversation is taking place, Master Kubo would overhear and enter as well. Dragon Balls, huh? He says. Wait, do you guys also know about the Dragon Balls? Piccolo asks. Nah, we knew about the existence of Namekians, but nothing about the Dragon Balls, so tell me more. What are the Dragon Balls? Are they like the Dragon Star fruit? Master Kubo asks. Piccolo would go on to explain how Namekian societies work and how they have wish-granting dragons, and how you need to gather anywhere from 2 to 7 Dragon Balls to summon this dragon, and then depending on how strong the dragon is, they can grant pretty much any kind of wish. Now, Master Kubo was honestly intrigued, and he even asked Piccolo if it's possible for him to create a dragon for them, but unfortunately it's not that easy. Unless Piccolo assumes the role of Mastoria's guardian, it just can't happen like that. I see. Yeah, that is a stretch. Mastorians have historically been anarchists, so just changing our ways to have a dragon is indeed a stretch, Kubo says. Yeah, and besides, it's not like I'm interested in becoming a guardian either, Piccolo replies. All of them might be having a lighthearted laugh, but Gohan is immersed in his thoughts right now and he's finally come up with something, so he tries to explain what's going on as simply as he can, but neither Piccolo nor Master Kubo can make sense of it. The preparation for their journey takes about 3 days, and the young Mastorian was actually pretty happy to become friends with Gohan over that time. They also train with each other and share some pretty interesting facts about each other's parents. Finally, when the preparations are in order, they return to Top's planet. Piccolo, Kubo, and the young Mastorian are with them now. The plan is to stay for as long as necessary, but as the days continue to pass, Goku's attention returns to his promised rematch with Jiren. Less than 2 days away now. He's never stopped doing his regular training drills, but little does Goku know, Jiren isn't even in Universe 11 right now. Nobody knows where Top is either, and nobody except Jiren even knows about the incoming catastrophe. Master Kubo walks around the civilization for a bit when they arrive and inspects all the suspended bodies lying around. His extraordinary perception, thanks to the Mastorian arts, allows him to confirm Gohan's theory. The planet is in fact alive, but its energy disproportionately exists within the tens of thousands of natives lying around. But there was also one question that kept bothering Bulma. Hey, do planets have a soul? She asked everyone. In that moment in time, no one was able to give her a clear answer, but what if I told you that in just 1 week's worth of time, everyone in Universe 11 will learn that yes, planets do in fact have a soul. But at that point, it might already be too late.